Hi, it's Lisa from Garlic and Zest, and if you love a really good blueberry crumb cake, this sour cream version is next level moist. It's packed with berries and topped with the most irresistible streusel. Let's bake. We're starting with the streusel, a little bit of all-purpose flour, some brown sugar, plenty of cinnamon, and a touch of salt. I use a whisk to break up the lumps and then mix it well. We're adding some melted butter, and this is going to give it that streusel-y appearance and lovely crumble. As you stir, you'll see it gets thick and it's a little harder to incorporate. So I use my clean hands to get it into that crumbly form. And you just fold it in, making sure that all the dry bits are completely combined and everything is equally moist. So that's a beautiful crumble, and we're going to use this later on. For the cake, we're starting with sour cream, and I use whole fat sour cream. I suppose you could use low fat, but it's a cake. So we're adding some egg yolks and plenty of vanilla, and just give that a stir. These are the wet ingredients, so we're not adding a lot more. This is going to moisten the batter and keep it really tender and have a nice tight crumb. So that's what that looks like. Just set it aside and we'll do the dry ingredients. For this I'm using cake flour. It's a little finer and it provides a more tender texture and crumb in the cake. We're adding the sugar, and this is how we're going to create the batter. It's called a reverse creaming method, and you add butter straight to the dry ingredients. And this is something that actually helps to envelop all of the flour molecules with a little bit of fat, and it'll help it blend evenly with the wet ingredients when we add them. Now you can see how fine and crumbly this is, and that's what you're looking for. So once it's all mixed, we start adding the wet ingredients just a little at a time. And you want to blend them in evenly, not for very long because you don't want to overwork the dough, but just continuously adding it like every 20 or 30 seconds until it's well mixed. And you're going to have a beautiful light batter. Okay, so this is the last of it, and look at how creamy this is. If you continue to beat it, it gets even lighter and fluffier. Isn't that just gorgeous? I just want to stick my finger in it. Anyway, so this is what the batter is supposed to look like. And I tried this method. I don't know if you're going to like it or not. I personally was like, and it doesn't really work that well. But I saw it and I wanted to give it a shot. So I spread about a quarter or a third of the batter into the bottom of a prepared springform pan. And the idea here was to prevent the berries from going to the bottom of the pan. So then you add the berries to the other half of the batter, or I guess 2/3, and fold them in. You want to be gentle with this. You don't want to break up the fruit. And after it's completely combined, you put it over that bottom layer in the pan. And I was really hoping that this was going to keep the berries suspended. It did an okay job, I guess. I wasn't thrilled with the results. So I think the key here is, if you really want your berries suspended, buy the frozen blueberries, because they're smaller. They generally come from Maine, and they are so small that they will suspend a little easier. Now we're adding the streusel crumb, and this is going to look like a lot. Trust me, you're going to want every bit of this on your blueberry coffee cake. So we're just going to spread it into an even layer and bake it until it's golden and a toothpick comes out clean in the middle. And this is what it looks like. I let it rest in the pan for about 10 minutes before removing the sleeve. And look at this. I hope you give this one a try. I'm Lisa from Garlic and Zest, where I focus on modern recipes for your family table. Don't forget to follow for more simple, delicious bakes and everyday recipes you can actually make in your own kitchen. I'll see you back here soon.